Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be starting this course on how to do C#, and you will become from a beginner developer to an intermediate developer in C# in just 30 days or less if you're watching more than one video per day. But okay, so let's get straight into this. So I'm just writing in a program I just wrote, and this is a line in C# that you can do for a console application. I'll explain what that is later. So console.writeLine, it's basically like say something but in text, like write this line of, and these parentheses are saying of, and these double quotes are saying a string, which just means store text, not a number or a list, not a number or a list of something. So it stores it as a string, which is just storing as text instead of a number. So you can't make a variable of a string and then store it as double quotes and a 1. You have to and then say one, that variable plus 1. You can't do that. Can't do that in C#. You will have to either make it a number or a string. So there are a few different types of numbers, but only one type of string, really, I think. And there is a list, but won't go over that for right now. So the console.writeLine says, okay, console dot means kind of in C#, do a sub thing of this. Console is the selector, WriteLine is the function. So sometimes in C# you can say like this. If you have like something like a console, you might be able to do that. Not sure exactly, but something like that for a console application. But okay, so then these parentheses say, okay, I'm going to give it this stuff, which I'm saying it's going to be a string of implying by the double quotes here. You enter all your text here you want. So I just entered hello world. So let's actually make it so that this actually does something in a C# console application. And now I'll explain what that is now. It's a console application is a application that really makes it so that you have the core base of C# or something. You can use C++ too, maybe some other things, but this specific console application is for C#. So how I made that was I just went to Microsoft Visual Studio 2022, create a new project, and then filtered by C#, Windows, well, that might be all platform. Yeah, just do any one of these except for macOS, tvOS, Xbox, iOS, or Android, or Azure. I don't know how to pronounce that, but just do Windows or Linux. Or macOS, I guess, works too. So anyway, double click that, name it here, put in your location you want, press next. Use your .NET framework you want, in this case 9.0, most modern, and then press create. So I'll go to my project now. It had that defaultly. Let's add it now. So I'm going to say console.writeLine, parentheses, double quotes, hello world. Now it's that red arrow at the end, and down here, if you don't have this, that's okay, but you should really have it. I think it's like one of these here, error list, I think. Yeah, it's error list. If you go to view error list, it'll pop up a window. You can resize it and stuff. It says semicolon expected. So at the end of a line in C#, unless you're, for a few exceptions, of like if you're adding brackets to say do this, we're not doing that right now. You add a semicolon, like 99% of the time. It's exactly that way. So I'm saying console.writeLine. So wait, I said the wrong thing for brackets. It's when I say console.writeLine and then give it a weird argument, that doesn't work. So that won't work for this. So just add a semicolon. I'll explain a little more later. So when we press the start button up here, you need to be using Microsoft Visual Studio for this, not Visual Studio Code. When you press this green thing here, it says hello world. It prints that here. And to show you that isn't just fixed to that, I'll give it my channel name. Can do that. You can type any text you want in here and it'll do it. Like I can type in YouTube. Can type in test. You get the idea. And to stop it, you can either press the close or you can press any key to close this window according to it. I think you might be able to do escape. Yep. So, we just went over how to call a pre-made function. That's going to be the end of this video. I'll release another video tomorrow, and I'll be doing this for 30 days. So, I'm going to be putting this into a playlist called How to Learn C# in 30 days, and it will show you how to do that. How to go from just knowing how to print test or hello world or whatever to actually making real programs. Like I made this little program here about enter all your text you want, and I made it so you can save a format. I made it so it turns into binary. Made it so you can change it to a different font. Anything like that. Made like in dark mode. So you can do stuff like that with it. That's my program I made a few weeks ago or something like that. And I've just been using it as a little notepad type of thing. Helps a little. So I'll teach you how to start on your way through making programs in C#, and hopefully soon you will be able to learn other programming languages like C and C++, HTML, JavaScript, PHP, all those by learning C#, because those all have a lot of similar things to C#. And for file formats, I'll just show you a quick fun fact. If I go to my code and just make a new code test or something, whatever, code hello world somewhere. So we have a program.cs. That's what you are editing right now. And by the way, for this you need .NET Desktop Development installed. Real fast I'll show you in the Visual Studio installer how to get that. So just press modify, or if you're installing it by the base, you can just do that at the start. You need .NET Desktop Development. For it has build WPF, don't know what that is, Windows Forms, what I made my little notepad thingy in, and console applications using CSharp, Visual Basic, and F# with .NET and .NET Framework something. And I just have these three selected for it. They're optional. So just click the check mark and install. It'll take somewhere around 2-3 gigabytes. You need a lot of storage for Microsoft Visual Studio. But but that's how it's always going to be for like everything. Your actual thing isn't that big, but your projects to make them are big, like the templates for them. The actual thing isn't that big, but the actual project isn't that big. It's only 370 kilobytes, but the actual thing that says, okay, I'm going to make this project, that is very big, and I think you might be, no, okay, just going to think, could I open the exe? So it builds these files, these 5 files. All of them are important. Maybe you'll be able to wrap them into just an exe. Wouldn't suggest it though, but it's going to, these are all required for, I'm pretty sure, like if I delete, just, it doesn't even pop up that window and then close it. So that's what you'll really get, and I'll teach you in the next 3 days how to do this, and I will see you in the next one.